Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Aches TV. And we're back with another banger. The banger, 17 Plague 4. Quite spicy. I quite enjoy it. It was quite heart-wrenching all the way to the end because we did have a couple of wipes. I died to a slime, the tentacle, where it picked me up and it exploded, which you'll see later on. But it was quite spicy, quite heart-wrenching all the way to the end. I was super pumped for it. I hope you enjoy this video. Again, if you guys enjoying this content, hit that like, hit that subscribe, share it around. I appreciate you all. You guys are crazy. I can't say enough thanks. Like every single time, I just can't say enough thanks. But I just want to, before I get into the talk, I just want to do a few quick shout outs. Still got to shout out my boy Darth. He's making up all the thumbnails. Appreciate you. Check him out at Darth Rose on YouTube. He's uploading some content too. Shout out IR Got Milk. He's a legend. Check his channel out. IR Got Milk. He's a legend survival hunter as well. I've learned a lot from him. Top guy as well. So please do check him out. Legend. So, here comes the good stuff. Why should you play Survival Hunter in Shadowlands and the future? Might take a quick sip of my pre-workout. So I'm recording this before I go to the gym. So I'm going to get a bit hype. Alright. So why should you play? Do you want to do damage pretty much in every single pack in Mythic Plus? Do you want to not be relied on 2-minute cooldowns or 1-minute cooldowns to do all your damage? Then this is the spec for you. Why? It's because we have a few things. Wildfire Cluster is an insane legendary. It was one of the legendaries that we had in BFA. And it's the go-to in Mythic Plus currently at the moment. It currently synergizes extremely well with the last trait in Corian called First Strike, which I mentioned in my previous video. So First Strike is if you do damage before they do damage to you to a mob, you gain 25% increased critical strike. What also happens is it extends to every mob that you hit first. So if you have a 3 to 4 pack that's coming up, if you Serpent Sting, you proc the Corian buff to get 25%, throw your Wildfire Bomb to use the initial 100% increased damage of your Wildfire initial explosion, and then it also increases the cluster critical strike chance as well. And then because of that, because when your clusters hit the mobs that you haven't hit with your Serpent Sting initially, it's going to extend that 25 crit chance. So you can get this huge burst of damage, which you could not really do prior to the Corian, prior to us getting Corian, like say a Marksman Hunter, where Marksman Hunters previously had this huge insane burst damage with Wild Spirits, double aim shot to proc that damage, or also with volley. So Survival actually does more damage now. Does more damage in burst. It's actually insane. I've been in a few Hunters myself. I still haven't beat Fire Mages. When they can bust, damn, they can bust. But what does Survival have that doesn't after their cooldowns are gone? We still have the First Strike. We still have Wildfire Cluster. We have a very good average range of DPS throughout the dungeon. So, for example, once your Wild Spirits is down and your Coordinated Assault is down, usually use them because they're both 2 minutes. You usually use them at the same time to go for this huge burst of damage, which you'll probably get up to like 25k DPS, 30k DPS. what survival has is you still have that in the next pool. Even if you're doing like a 3 target to 4 target, roughly averaging about on burst about 11 12k DPS on pool, on average pool, in a mob pack, which hunters or other even fire mages without their combust, they don't have that much AoE damage, like consistent AoE damage. So, survival hunters are the gods of AoE in Mythic Plus. With the 5% buff and with the gear scaling that's coming up, you would be able to run Mongoose Bite now. What's Mongoose Bite? Mongoose Bite, he does an attack. So every time you use Mongoose Bite, you get a 15% increased damage to it. And at 5 stacks of Mongoose Bite, you do this sick animation where you jump up in the air and you whack that mob as hard as you can with that polearm or your hammer or your sword or whatever you've transmogged your weapon to. It's such a sick animation. And with that, with our single target damage coming up, with our consistent AoE damage, you will not regret how much damage you do in a Mythic Plus. This is why you should play Survival Hunter. You're just always doing damage and never not doing damage. Always doing consistent, over 7k damage every pull. Except for bosses. When you come to bosses, you might be doing like 5 to 6k. But it doesn't really matter. Mythic Plus is all about AoE. It's so good. What else? What else should you do? Why should you play Survival Hunter? You have traps. You have Freezing Trap. You can use Freezing Trap to CC mobs. You can use Freezing Trap to also CC mob that's doing a cast. If you see all your party, all their kicks are down because you have a Boomkin who has a 1 minute interrupt, or you have mages or any other range that has a 24-second interrupt. You have a 15-second nuzzle. Then you have a Freezing Trap. That's 2 interrupts in the same time. And don't forget, you also have Intimidation, which puts a stun on a target. 3 different ways to interrupt. Man, this is why you should play Survival Hunter. So many tools in the bags. But wait, there's more. Your tank's getting hit very, very hard and needs to kite. Oh, don't you worry. You have Tar Trap. Tar Trap slows all the mobs into Tar Trap. I think it's 30% or 50%. I can't remember. I'm not on the game. But it slows them down. But you need another defensive cooldown to stop your tanks. Don't worry. You can talent into Binding Shot, which Binding Shot stuns targets for 8 seconds if they move out of the arrow. That's quite some utility Survival Hunter have. So we have consistent damage. We have all this utility. What aren't we missing? Just a buff to the group. Just imagine we had a buff to the group, like say a Windwalker monk or a monk, give us some 5% damage, or just any other buff, or like a Battle Shout. But we need something unique that will tip us over the edge. But I have to say, the biggest reason why you should play Survival Hunter, other than all the consistent damage that you pump out without your cooldowns, without having so much utility for the group. Oh, don't forget Aspect of the Turtle. Don't forget Feign Death. So many things that you can do, right? The reason why you should play it, it's just fun. It's just fun. You just need to give it a go. Throwing bombs out, throwing serpent stings, using your carve, kill command. Imagine having a pet next to you, being able to just call your own. It's insane. It's just so much fun. I would say I can't explain it in words because It's actually too hard. I started this journey as a survival hunter, as a meme, and then I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the playstyle. I've tried other melee specs, and yes, other melee specs might do more damage and whatnot, but they just don't seem fun. Well, to me, they don't seem fun to me. They don't have that oomph that I enjoy. This is why you should play Survival Hunter. And if you've listened to my rant so far, thank you. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you listening to this video. I hope I see some more Survival Hunters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Check out those other channels like I mentioned before. Until next time. Well, not till next time. Peace!
afraid to tell the world what I've got to say, but I have this dream.